is to always drop the queen to as far of the corner as possible, but I'm noticing it's not exactly lined up, so this might be a problem if I can't get this queen arrow to exactly hit. So I'm queen arrow, boom. Oh, okay, didn't hit that single.
Carbon managed to 3-star the attack, despite the early slight error. But to avoid this, you should master the Gent arrow in 3 easy steps. Step 1. Selecting the intended targets. For TH9 to TH11, air defenses, air sweepers, and infernos are your usual choices. Hitting the town hall, Expos, and Eagle artillery are a plus. For TH12 and up, Giant Arrow is commonly used as a utility to trigger spell towers, activate Town Hall for Flame Flinger to snipe, and to create a hole for troop pitting. Step 2. Selecting the initial target or the target building that is used as a scope for Giant Arrow. These are your 3x3 buildings, such as collectors, barracks, and outer defenses. Avoid 4x4 and 2x2 buildings like Army Camp and Builder Hut, since those buildings have a pretty low hit points, and before you know it, your queen had already destroyed the building before pulling the Giant Arrow and thus completely missing your intended targets. To select the perfect initial target, we should know the area of effect Giant Arrow has. Giant Arrow can travel across the entire village and has a radius of 1 tile. Consider this grid to map out the area of effect of Giant Arrow. Say that your initial target is here. Note that this dot always represents the center part of the target building. This is where Queen's AI shoots its arrow, and your queen is deployed here. Giant Arrow path should look like this. And the actual area of effect can be represented by tiles inside these walls. What if you deploy your queen diagonally, like here? Giant Arrow path should look like this. And the actual area of effect can be represented by tiles inside these walls. Here are some examples of vertical and horizontal shots. Now for 45-degree diagonal. Notice that this barrack and collector did not sustain any damage from the Giant Arrow, but these 2 defenses gets completely wrecked. This goes to show you that Giant Arrow affects a maximum of 3 tile width. The arrow perfectly thread the 3 tile gap between these 2 buildings. Last step, where to deploy the queen. To precisely use the Giant Arrow, the intended targets, initial target, and queen's position must be aligned within the arrow's area of effect. In this attack, my intended targets are these 2 infernos and 2 air defenses, but notice I don't have a clear horizontal shot. Both left and right collectors are slightly off. I will guarantee miss one of the air defenses. My other option is to slightly angle my queen here, but that is too risky. So I changed my mind and used this mortar as my initial target for Giant Arrow. Deploy a giant to tank Expo. Clear the collector first, then pull the trigger. Perfect. Deploy the log launcher to snipe the remaining air defense and Eagle artillery. Half of the base is already clear. This is pretty much done.